Hello and welcome to another episode on women's issues, as they say, molestation, harassment, sexual harassment of be it in the workplace or be it in place. Now the sports thing has become a big issue with our wrestlers, Olympic wrestlers out on the streets fighting against what they feel is molestation and sexual harassment by people in power, by the people of their own associations and in power, and the apathy of the political class to sort their issues. In fact, it needed the Supreme Court to ask the police to file an FIR in these cases. First of all, I don't know why that policeman has not been suspended or probably put in jail for this, because that's against the law. Anyway, that is for other things. They were very quick in putting in Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia and all these people. When actual case people like this, nobody has taken any action. So, Sabina ma'am, you tell me, you've been fighting these cases. I know we have been discussing, and you brought so many of these cases to our thing. This apathy and this societal thing with this pressure, especially even in such high profile cases, is a lot, right?
Yeah, see, as I said, that when the authorities have to act, okay, there are two levels. One is the victim has to complain. She needs support from her family, and she also has to see what are the repercussions, because whenever a woman comes forward to complain, you will find several accusations made at her. So even in the wrestlers case, they said why they were quiet for so long, what was the reason. So you have this counter. So the victim, when she comes forward, she really has to she needs the support, she needs to have that courage, because she will face a lot of questions.
But empathy, the government is not on
but
your side.
The government is never on your side, because they are always bothered how to protect their seat of power. Only if it affects, as I mentioned earlier, if it affects a seat, that's the time action is taken. Okay, now as I mentioned earlier, these wrestlers were there. Now they had complaints, and these women have come not only for themselves. It was not just one case, and my dignity is affected, so I'm doing it for myself. No, because this happened to several women. And if you want to make the sports arena free of sexual harassment, you have to work. You have to raise these issues, and these have been happening. It's been happening in football, in hockey. In fact, when you talk to when we were talking to children, when that FIFA happened, I was interacting with footballers, and one of the this thing was coming that let's have female coaches. The timings are important. When we travel, we need this. So, and all of them were talking about safety and security. So this fight of the wrestlers is to also protect or provide a safe environment for young girls in to pursue any kind of sport. And so the government should have acted. Okay, why should the FIR be delayed? So if the FIR is delayed, then evidence collection also doesn't happen. Then the accused, especially if they are powerful, and we have found that if the person is a political person, then it becomes all the more difficult to deal with this situation, because that person starts influencing witnesses and tampering with evidence.
Basically, if the person is the political party in power, it's worse, right?
And it's worse, okay, because, and so to match the power of, because the accused has got this much of power, you saw that the women had to actually gather that kind of power to challenge. Then only things started working. Okay, so it's only when the Farmers Union, which is a powerful force, we had a lot of political parties coming in, Supreme Court, because all this also required people, it required financial support, it required legal support, all kinds of support it required, media support, and only then this power was able to match with the power of the accused. Okay.
It's surprising, ma'am, that this country as a whole doesn't seem to be too bothered about everything. It's like, okay, certain states like Haryana, Punjab or Delhi, wherever they think that's where, in Haryana and all, they are daughters basically. It's very surprising that we are
supposed to. But there was support.
I mean, there may be a kind of literally a fatigue that is set in, because you see this barrage of cases on a literally daily basis. I mean, even for us who have been fighting it for decades, you just wonder really, have we even progressed? In the sense, we are again coming back to to really ground zero, because we said that the tougher laws came in place. Then we kept demanding that there should be more sensitivity, etc. And then back again you have this kind of most macabre kind of crimes, open daylight, like I mean, and
but I think the authorities should act firmly. Now look at this, traffic violation. See, Glenn, now for traffic violation, okay, they spent crores of rupees to install that thing because they said they are speeding. Okay, there they get for money collection. They did it. No, there was a willpower to do it.
It's on.
It's on, but they've collected 10 lakh rupees there, and because the money is coming in. So drinking and driving. Now they said they'll put alcohol. So if somebody is drinking and driving, you are taking action. But somebody is drinking at home and beating his wife. It's not a law and order.
Now one thing I don't quite agree with you. It's completely two different things. But still,
it's still law and order.
Now one thing that happens here, I think it is fatigue. You spoke about fatigue. So on the word fatigue, cases take too long. Minor cases to be settled, like last time we had said, takes too long. 5 years is nothing. 5 years is just like, time pass, like it's gone. 10 years, 15 years, and then conviction rates are very low. So whose fault is this? Is it of the judiciary? Is it of the lawyers? What you feel as an expert in this particular field? I would like to know, because a 21% conviction rate, I think that's the thing for
yeah.
What is the point of going to court? It's a waste of time, effort, everything. So either you get out of the relationship or take some other action, which is what is happening today. Instead of going to the courts, 21% is like, I don't know, I wouldn't cross the road if the odds were so bad. Don't you think?
Yeah, so to answer the question as to who's to blame, I think it is everybody, in the sense like,
the solution?
So including, it starts with of course the police and the investigation. It continues with the government, for whom we see, let's take a case of rape. When you say now,
for 3 months you're supposed to finish the case.
As per law, no? As per law you got to finish it. But however, when the sentences are high, and like I mean, and you're getting a mandatory sentence, say life sentence or a mandatory 10-year sentence, the courts also will be equally judging it in terms of the liberty of the person, to see that even they say 100 innocent guilty people go, but one innocent person shouldn't be hanged, etc. So they're trying to balance it. Now for that you need very strict rules of evidence. So for example, we don't have a handwriting expert here in Goa. Any kind of if the person has sent a note or suicide note, it has to go to not only sometimes Hyderabad or somewhere in Calcutta. Yeah, those kind of reports getting from the whole of the country, entire country, the reports come back even sometimes a year. Till recently, the forensics are still being sent to Hyderabad. We have now one at Verna. So if you have, for example, the rape victims, I mean all the semen test and the various swab analysis, vaginal swabs, etc., coming back 1 year later, you cannot file the charge sheet. Without the charge sheet, the accused cannot even start the case.
So what is the point in going to court?
There is point with the hope that at the end of it they will be in.
Ma'am, hope does not feel.
Now we have to improve that. So I am saying, so one is, say, like for example, the police. Till date, I'm saying, for a case like rape, I remember reading about like how to improve they had something called rape kits, and you look at how the rape victim is treated abroad. I've recently read a medical book. They have this thing where they make her lie, her whole body is brushed to see even if there's one hair, any kind of other things, alien like a carpet, if she was placed, then they will find that carpet hair. So there's a rape kit. Do our police still use that rape kit? The investigation is still poor. Then last time I think we raised this issue about having specialized police officers only for crime.
Correct.
You can't expect that police officer, and there are very good, let me just say, I am not saying very good. I'm saying that there are. You don't put all the, there are as bad things as in the.
He's blaming the person. I think the system.
No, I'm saying, so the system. So if you're not giving them backup, what can they do? He's investigating a serious crime with all the, let's say, dedicated attitude, and then you put him suddenly for bandobast duty. So, and that is as per the Supreme Court judgment to have a dedicated. So things like this. So the police are thing. You're not giving them backup thing. You're not having departments functioning here. So if the charge sheet, and every time when cannot frame the charge, why? Because the swab reports are not come. This report is not come. So like how do you
let me
start
interrupt,
this?
let me interrupt you on this. I want you to answer my question. Now see, the very word judge means he is going to take a decision. Why is it that the judges, the same way as they would put somebody like you or me, if I criticize a judge, contempt, sit inside in jail for, why doesn't he put the policeman in jail for 15 days? Why doesn't, see, investigation, if it is, see,
It's not a crime, no?
Wait, it is
When
a
you
crime.
put-
It is a crime. You're destroying the
Dereliction of
It is
duty.
a worse crime. It is a
Dereliction
worse
of
crime.
duty
You
is
can
under what
use
section of
151.
IPC?
You can use conspiracy. You can use anything. See the way I know other
But
way.
151 is a one day, I mean, you have 24
But
hours.
judges are saying that the investigation was
I'm
not
I'm
done. They do that.
Yeah.
huh.
For example, suppose if due to investigation there have been lacunae in the investigation. For example, suppose if Sabina ma'am has some lacunae when she teaches in Chhatamandi, she'll be sacked next day. If I
Yes, of
do
course.
something,
So they could put some comments on their promotions and
the
stuff.
cops, if they do not follow the law, they should be arrested. They should be put inside.
Some punishment.
Put it inside along with the guilty, then one day inside that they will know, because those guys are going to jump on them. No, I feel that the judiciary also has to take responsibility. Lower judiciary, top judiciary, I have nothing, because they are taking whatever responsibility. They have to take responsibility for everything what is happening on the, because ultimately they are the judges.
Yeah, and the rape
Don't
cases are taking so long.
And
And
for
one
8
minor
years, 9 years,
girl
what is the
cases are
point?
going on. Statements are not yet
This-
taken in.
see,
But they also
since we
their
are
lawyers
talking
would be in certain, but I'm not saying, because as you say there are bad eggs in every profession.
Contempt,
So
I
then-
am aware. So in many of these places, the including chief secretaries have
So
been
nobody
brought and-
takes, even like you're saying, only take care of the police. Why complaints are not going to bar council?
Correct.
Where is
But
our
the
regulating
judges have to-
authorities?
The judges have to do it, no? The
Like say
judges
for
have to take some
example, since
action.
we were talking about the
Conviction.
sports knee, the sports fraternity kind of, there was a very hyped up case about a swimming coach in Goa itself who molested
Correct,
this
correct.
girl,
Yeah.
and the girl raised her voice and
Yeah.
all those things, right? Last month, I met a swimmer, okay, who told me that this girl has, she was an emerging girl, like a champion kind of a thing, she had, and a very, she wanted to be the best swimmer in this and like reach
Yeah.
heights like Olympics and all, and this, she has quit swimming, and the man has already started a swimming class, coaching class somewhere else in Karnataka. So that is how it is. Like there was another
That is
case of
information.
Yeah.
So that is where some checks and
Intervention
balance
has
and
to
then
be done.
another thing is, see,
This
that
is a different, this is a completely different. What I'm saying is, this is different. This is information and gathering and what.
No, but what
I'm
she's saying
basically,
is
no,
the
forget.
career of the girl is destroyed because of
Possibly, but
this
this is
sexual
not
harassment
connected
case.
to what I'm saying. This is not connected to what I'm. My point is very simple. Now I make a complaint, right? And the complaint is proven right. Within 3 months, the person should be in jail.
yes.
Otherwise, what is the point of complaining? What is the point of complaining otherwise? Now, for
Proven right,
example,
meaning the person is held guilty, that's what
guilty,
it means.
if he's
But
held
if he's
guilty,
held guilty, he is immediately taken
no,
into
not after
custody.
10 years. What is the point?
No, the process he's saying, because I'm telling
What
you in
is
our
the
case
point?
which we are following, every time this now the mother came, she says again it is postponed.
Yeah.
It was in May, again now it is in
This the
June.
judge-
It's
see, the
again
ju-
now.
if the
Why is
judge
it being
the judge,
postponed?
he can take a decision. Why doesn't he take it?
It has to be done that way.
Yes.
And then if it, see, even in this case, in the case of wrestlers, what disturbs me the most is जर पॉलिटिकल क्लाउट असले जावं पैशांचे क्लाउट असले आणि तू कितेंय करू शकता यू गेट एम्बोल्डन मराठीन एक म्हण आसा म्हातारी मेल्याचे दुःख ना पण काळ सोकावता म्हणटा तशें ह्या केसी बद्दलचे न्ही तर दिस इज एन एक्झाम्पल इफ यू आर पॉलिटिकली
Connected,
then you can do anything, get away with anything. That is the message this case is giving me.
Tell me one thing. The fear of the law, as they say, not only of the police, also of the judiciary. It's not there. That's why anybody stabs in a girl in broad daylight in a
It is
crowded
true.
street.
Yeah, I'm telling
I
you.
tell you, in
it's
Goa,
true.
even 10 years back, if this had happened, they would have taken him inside and hammered the shit out of him. Today, nobody is going to do anything. They are aware. You go look at Kalangut, you look at the towers, you look at everything. There is no fear of the law.
In fact,
my
one man told me, I was in a domestic violence case because the girl wanted to come home. He told, "Ki if she comes home, I'm going to commit suicide. Otherwise, tejo jew itlo." I said, "What?" He's saying, "Tu jana nu kite jata te ata." I was so shocked. I mean, so they're talking so brazenly.
I'm not finished with you. Don't you think that some proactive, others, nothing will change. We'll be discussing this for the next 10 years. After I retire also, we'll still be talking about it. Don't you think something has to change, this has to be done?
Yeah, of course, obviously, as I told you, every area, when you're saying the delay, I said it starts from the police who needs to better back up so the charge sheets get filed.
Judges,
Lawyers, yeah, so without the charge sheet, the case doesn't work. And every time the police have a valid excuse to say that number of the stuff which is the basic aspect has not there for them to even start the thing. So let's assume even the charge sheets get filed. Then the second question would be, we have a good, then the thing would be again lawyers, as I would say. Everyone takes time and there's a lot of understanding there. Today you take time, tomorrow I take time. So, you know, this kind of thing also helps, because then the courts cannot proceed, and if you close the cross-examination.
Why?
No, can. Maybe the court can. Should. And there have been tough judges, I can tell you. It's not like all.
That's what I'm saying.
I have seen judges, I can tell you, with a huge backlog. He has even, suppose the prosecution has not brought the witness. First time, okay, he will give them the time. Second time, the prosecution doesn't bring that witness, evidence closed. That's when the prosecution tightens up and says, oh my God, all my witnesses then will not be brought and I will be blamed.
Correct.
And then he starts bringing the witnesses. So, but it depends on a tough judge.
Hey, that's my point. See, for example, in any team, it is the leader which counts, right? So, for example, if it is X court or Y court, the person who's in charge there is in charge. Why is he in charge? What is the responsibility? In corporate?
But there are good, I mean, I'm
everywhere there
presently
are
also there are a very good batch of judges.
Even I agree. But why is the conviction rate 21%? Judiciary also is at fault. It is not only the police and the lawyers. It is also the judiciary.
Yes.
They cannot, see, nobody is like God.
No, but they
I
have
am
to
above the
see
law.
criminal, why it's not a question of above the law. They have to adduce and this thing, the evidence.
Ensure it, you have the power. Ensure
whatever's there in the charge sheet is what they have to do.
Ensure strictures, past strictures, put somebody. I have seen judges bring up the cops and then once it comes, see, no policeman.
So they have been passing strictures and saying that the investigation is
because once it goes in that thing of promotion, the guy his promotion, everything stopped. Ma'am, you've been quiet.
What I was saying, the main sexual harassment, main part is of police. And
investigation.
Yeah, investigation. They are not doing properly investigation, and they are not listening to the woman. So if those people who are looking in those type of cases, they should be given proper training, because
or punishment.
Yes, punishment or training also. Those type of policemen should be given that type of training, that when a woman come to you, you should not assault her or do anything. They just they don't talk to the victim nicely, and they will just say this and that. They will not make her sit. When she comes and cry in front of them, they don't feel anything. They don't have feelings. Some of the, not all I can say, some of the policemen.
In this context, one thing I want to highlight is on 12th of May, the Supreme Court, in context with a case, a Goan case itself, has given strict guidelines to all the states regarding this POSH Act, implementation of the sexual harassment act, and each and every state directions have gone that within 8 weeks you form the internal complaints committee, the local committees and all those things, put in place and give us a report in 8 weeks time.
I don't know if you remember that. That was a
12th May.
The Goa University.
Yes, the same case. In the same case.
But anyway, no, but my issue, my point is not that. My point is, see, there is a law saying that rape cases have to be finished in 3 months. The judiciary is supposed to 3 months over.
3 months is for the filing of the charge sheet.
And after that, by when 3 years, 1 year, 2 years, there is a time limit.
Not too sure of the time limit, but I think there are
No, not necessarily. But the filing
of the charge sheet is
Yeah,
there. I'm not sure the end.
And there are
If
some
there is no,
cases-
then time limit should be given. And if the time limits are not followed, you have to catch a hold of the person who is responsible, be it the lawyer, or be it the policeman, or be it anybody.
Yeah.
And second thing, if a witness turns hostile, I've seen this happening in Goa, put him down on perjury here. There is a law. So suppose if you are lied, or if it's a hired witness, let him sit in jail for a couple of months. What is the thing? Next
There's
time
never been cases of perjury. Very, very. I don't know.
Nothing is there.
No,
Nothing
because
is
they
there.
say there and then completely change their
So
statement.
good, perjury is there, it is a law. So
Yes.
why isn't the law being followed?
Also, civil society pressure is very important. You know, I've seen that wherever there is civil society pressure, the police works, then the judiciary also takes note because they're also reading
Yeah, but how
newspapers.
much of time? Every time we are
No,
agitating.
and that's what I'm saying, but that's not possible all the time. But today we do have people.
I don't think civil society can do much in this
Not
case.
much, but I'm saying that it is at all levels that things
Unless,
go wrong.
no, unless you all go and stand
No,
for
but
elections.
the Nirbhaya case would be one case where
Yeah.
where pressure from society, it was continuous, it was on diverse fields,
Yeah.
and I think that Nirbhaya thing would be one test case to show that public pressure led to such drastic changes in the law,
laws.
and it also led to this Nirbhaya fund and the one-stop crisis centers and all are all the fallout of the thing.
But now
because there was an anger that was
But see,
deep-seated
this
that
girl
came
who was
out.
murdered on an open street, after that there has been no thing at all. It has not been, so that as you said, fatigue of people are not bothered any
No,
longer.
it's
right?
not bothered. How many times, like now, say people have their life, okay, and you get angry. It reaches a point that everybody is coming. Now, at the rate of which cases are happening, every day we will be on the street. Every day we will be on the street. So we have to leave a job and be on the street.
And it is so multi-pronged, you know, like I'm
Yeah.
saying, because of the domestic violence, then see the number of divorce cases, it's so high, it's so high,
It's probably
and
because
we are
of
not
this
even
only.
looking
And
at
a
the
lot of
fallout
child
on
abuse
family.
cases also. You
Then,
know,
so then say POXO court, they have a children's court, how are they functioning, how do we look at it? Somebody talked about the impacts of all this violence on mental health. Someone mentioned recently at the IPHB that some 2,000 admissions per day. So
Really?
that's,
2,000
admissions as in like at the, what do you call it, the OPD. So that means there's something very wrong with our mental health. That women are getting, is committing suicides. Again, we are a
Yeah.
very high suicide rate. So if there's no even time for us, like, you know, me, Sabina, to analyze the data and say, why are women committing suicide?
It's not easy.
What is causing depression?
It's the youth
No,
today that is
even in
bad
terms
mood.
of the
and this
thing, it's a lot of
this
women-
counseling, no, I feel that is very, very important. Like when you're
But
on
with
the
trained
road,
counselors,
trained counselors, not just done with and
non-judgmental.
non-judgmental. So for one of our Women's Day
BA
program, we had
psychology
one
there.
professor from IPHB, and he did a wonderful job. But I felt that that had to be done at every village level,
Yeah, actually,
what
Sangeeta
Sangeeta
talks about
had
that
raised,
only.
and
It
it's
has to be
very,
done
very
that
important
way.
because mental health, even of the men. Like how your attitude in women, in case you're facing violence and stress, what do you do? Because this suicide thing tendency is also growing.
But why is it in Goa? Why is it in Goa? It's reached so high frustration. Well, just not like why?
See, I feel our redressal systems are not working at all.
In fact, they've got better. They've not got worse
No,
compared to it. was
they're
then.
just on paper.
The pressures also have got worsened up. So, right? So,
See, because the roles of women have remained the same. She has to look after the children, she has to cook, she has to clean, and she's doing outside work.
Yeah.
So it's like it is
much.
too
It
much,
is,
you know.
it's
I
too
mean, it's
much.
beyond, because for
And
pressures
then to
like
deal with
Yeah.
all these.
So either they go
problems.
out of the profession, which again causes frustration. In fact, even say in the legal profession, I would say it's a very taxing profession, because if you finish court by 4:30, then you start your clients,
Right,
then you start your drafting.
Research
So
and-
which women can stay in the office till 10:30? And if they do, then it's like a lot of guilt about their children being neglected, or they're trying to balance it. I've seen women rushing from court to pick up their kids and drop them home, and it's very, and then plus in their mind is, oh my God, is my kid waiting, you know. So all these kind of things are without backup. So they should have been creches. Like, you know, it's interesting to see that our High Court, or the new High Court, it has got a huge area which is a play area come creche. The fact that maybe it's not yet being used is a but they've made
At
provisions.
least provisions have been
So
made.
that things like this and creches are supposed to be at the workplace. How many of them have it?
They don't
She
have
was
it.
saying
It's a business
these
mindset.
behind these
Yeah.
things, the backup facilities are not there, which is causing these things.
Supportive structures which
Yeah, in
need
fact,
to be in
In
place.
fact, in most companies and all, they don't encourage getting children to
Yeah.
the office. But not here. Here we say please, because
Yeah.
that's how like there will be.
Like I know one of
If
our
she's happy, then the kid is happy,
but
and
even
you know.
then there is a pressure. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
that women have to leave their job because yesterday only I was talking to one of the women. She said, I took 3-year leave. I'm off from the workplace because I had no support to look after my child. So if we had creches, and the woman could go and keep, so that support structure
Right,
is
yeah.
not there.
Correct. Okay, this we have like diverted, but this I think this is very important because it's all part.
It's
of
all
that,
it's all
part
related.
of
That
this,
whole
yeah,
support
absolutely.
structure is
Yes, true. But
is
we
related.
need
yeah.
to continue this sort of so that we can create some sort of awareness in whatever way that we can do.
Yeah.
We should, I think, and also see it needs continuous push. They say public memory is short. So you have to keep on adding
See,
on to
that meeting we were supposed to have with the police, I think for every meeting we raised it, it's still not taken place. So every time we are telling.
Okay, we'll
Discuss
we'll
it, yeah.
discuss this a little later. Thanks, Avina ma'am. Thanks, advocate. Thanks, Angita ma'am. Thanks, Rashida ma'am. Thank you very much. And hopefully, we should and we will we should be able to make a difference. If we keep on banging, I think then people get fed up and then hey, Korea, maybe and get it done. Hopefully.
Yeah,
But this is a very, very big problem, and the way it looks like, as if it looks like it's increasing instead of getting better with all the amenities and with all the evolution and with all the advancement and whatever is done. So, anyway, you guys out there, you all have heard, maybe you all should take a decision and then maybe,
Act.
yeah, maybe something can happen at a very small level, at your own levels, and then things can possibly change. Thank you and keep watching Go 360.